One innovation which would have to make me obviously completely eat my words when it comes to peak oil is, of course, fusion energy. Now, fusion energy is the sort of thing that's been talked about for decades and decades on end, and every time you ask a scientist about it, they always say it's about 30 years away, and they've been saying that for about 70 years or so. However, recently I've been reading about this new superconducting material or superconducting magnet that's been created by a team of researchers or an MIT collaboration with Commonwealth Fusion Systems. And they're looking at creating magnetic fields now which are up to 20 Tesla in strength. And this really does open up and pave the way for commercial fusion devices, which is an incredibly exciting innovation, I think. And if you have a commercial fusion device that's stable, then yeah, you do have basically an unlimited source of clean energy. And if you can get the supply chains in, yeah, if you can get the supply chains to cooperate, and if you can get everything online with this and update our power infrastructure to include fusion energy on this scale, then yeah, it is a really big, a huge milestone and a huge innovation. And it would obviously make peak oil something of a redundant problem and not so much of an issue. It would also be a massive, massive benefit for climate change and the production of carbon-free energy, and it really would change the world if fusion were to come online. I mean, you never know, we could even become more of a spacefaring civilization if fusion were to come online. It would be a huge, huge development. However, they have been saying that this has been on its way for so long now, and they've always been saying it's a few decades away, it's a few decades away. And when it comes to fusion, my personal opinion on it is that I've never believed in it. I've never believed it's just around the corner. But here we stand in this period of history where it seems two things that I stopped, well, one thing I never really believed in, i.e. fusion, and one thing I did believe was just around the corner, i.e. peak oil, that kind of happening at exactly the same time, and that kind of taking on importance at exactly the same time in a sort of a serendipitous manner almost. And it could be that fusion comes online at basically exactly the same time that we start hitting peak oil and start running out of oil. And yeah, it does seem kind of serendipitous. I think it is actually, a little bit. I mean, why didn't we have fusion 20 years ago? I suppose, necessity is the mother of invention, right? And that's why these things happen sort of at the same time. It's because more and more money is being pumped into research now because it's becoming more and more urgent. And yeah, it's obviously not a magical thing, but yeah, these magnets that they're building seem like incredible innovations, and really look very, very cool, I have to say. Cool doesn't quite cover it, but because what this will allow fusion engineers to do is to build smaller fusion devices with larger output capabilities. So you don't have to keep building these huge power plants like this ITER plant in France, or these big fusion reactors in China, which, by the way, only achieve fusion reactions for a few milliseconds or something, or a few seconds. And yeah, it could become more portable, and yeah, eventually it would just become smaller and smaller, and everyone would have like a fusion reactor in their homes powering everything. And who knows what the world would look like, really, if fusion were to come online. It would be an amazing thing, I think. It would be, the harnessing of plasmas to produce power. I suppose it could be used for propulsion also, couldn't it, on spacecraft? Maybe we'll actually have flying cars at some point, who knows? But you know, the energy issue, that will be put to the side completely with fusion, because the power supply, well, the fuel for fusion comes from water. It comes from deuterium, as I understand it, which is found in water. It's a heavier form of hydrogen. So yeah, very, very exciting stuff from fusion. And I don't think it's all doom and gloom. But having said that, fusion is our only hope. I think that's the message here. We don't... people talk about like wind and solar and wave power, and yeah, that's sort of part of it a little bit. But no, really, I think fusion energy is what needs to come along to save us from our dependency on fossil fuels, or something. Well, there's nothing like fusion. It couldn't be anything else. It has to be fusion, I think. Only fusion can save us. Yeah, it's... But what a world it could lead to. It could lead to a phenomenal world. You never know. It could truly lead to something utopian, something paradisial. And something very, very cool indeed. An amazing place to live. Where you could have fusion plants popping up in Africa, in South America, all over the planet. And stop this sort of Western monopolisation of oil resources. Since, I mean, it's not like Africa would be unable to harvest deuterium from the oceans. There'd be plenty of energy to go around for everyone, forever. It'd be fantastic. It would truly change the world, as I've said. But only if it happens. And it looks like this Spark device that they're building with this MIT collaboration might well be the thing, but we won't find out until 2025. So I guess I'll have to wait another 4 years to find out. We'll see then, I suppose. So thank you everyone very much for watching. Bye bye bye. Trust in science. Hopefully, I think. Come on, science, you can do it. Surely you can do it, science. Yes, science. Come on. Bye everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye bye.